Hi guys, welcome to this week's review, the round 18. Obviously it was a game played in atrocious conditions. I'm not quite sure whether the television coverage did it justice. There was a huge shower before the game, which made it pretty slippery underfoot. Then obviously we had some showers throughout the game, and it basically continued to rain throughout. So a really good win by our boys. It's a measure of the side's hardness, and we were pretty pleased with the way that went. So I've got some questions from the fans. So first one, was there a directive sent out to stop handballing on Friday night, and were structures changed mid-match to set up for the rush kick forward? It seemed the Tigers reacted better to the conditions. So that's from Kevin. We have obviously a game plan as such. We also have what we call a wet weather game plan, which focuses on some fundamentals that we speak about. So the hard thing for us as a coaching group is we don't give a direct correlation to the players before the game unless it's pouring with rain that we're going to wet weather game plan. We leave it up to the players to decide because as we realise there's about 8 balls in the bag behind the goals, so 4 at each end. So the ball can go between wet and dry pretty quickly. So the players have got an understanding of what those parameters are. So we were handballing too much about halfway through the first quarter. I think we had we had 1-to-1 kick to handball ratio. I think by the half time it was more like 2-to-1, which is probably the one you're looking at. So we sort of encourage more kicking off the ground, more quick kicking, just getting the ball forward. It really becomes a game of yardage. So effectively your offensive plans go out the window, and it becomes more of just get the ball forward and win your one-on-one contest, which our guys did pretty well, as you can see by the vision here. But I think overall, our guys set up behind the ball and in front of the ball pretty well. I think we saw later in the game, Troy Chaplin, who was like a general down there with Alex Rance, and our defenders controlled that game and that space pretty well. So we were happy with the way the guys played it. They certainly got down lower and harder to maintain that result. Second part of that question, in 3 of our last 4 wins, we've had the ball 200 plus times, kicked the ball 200 plus times. Has that been a specific focus? No, it hasn't as such. I think having a look at the stats, I think most games we get over 200 kicks. Probably what's happened is there's no doubt our contested ball has been the big one for us. So we've improved that and got the ball going our way. So it wasn't a directive to kick the ball more. Look, at stages we do handball the ball too much, as do some sides. We've just got to maintain that balance and make sure we keep the ratio about that percentage that we're after, which is a good result for us. The next question, how important has the contested ball improvement been in the form improvement? Was it the number one issue early in the season? And that's from Gav. It was. We were, I think, probably in the first 10 rounds, I think we were rated AFL 14. We're now ranked after round 18 AFL number 2. So it's been a big step forward for us. Probably the thing that we can't go past is we lost Ivan, we lost Brett Delidio, and we lost Alex Rance and Dan Jackson for the majority of those guys. Those 4 guys are in our top 8 contested ball players in season 2013. So we lose those players. Obviously we're going to struggle a little bit in that area. Also, you add in the addition of young Anthony Miles, who I think over his course of his time and he's been here is AFL contested ball number 2. And then we see the improvement for us. But there's no doubt having those players back has certainly improved our the ability to hunt the ball in that area. But it's been a focus of ours in training as well. We trained incredibly hard to make sure they came with the right mindset for this. In saying that, I think we're AFL number 3 last year, so we're back to where we are AFL number 2. Unfortunately, we just didn't have those guys earlier in the season to get the result we're after. But we're more than confident the back end of our year is going to be a lot better. Obviously, it's proven that thus far, so we've just got to continue to nail our guys on the contested ball and continue to get the results we're after, because got no doubt, the more times you win contested ball, the more times you win. So out of our 17 games thus far, we've won it 11 times. No surprise, out of our last 6, we've won all 6. So we just got to continue that trend and make sure we get the ball going our way. Our final one, what are the key areas Liam McBean needs to work on before senior selection? That's from Shane. Obviously, Liam McBean's a player. We think he's going to be a good player. He's still a little way off AFL footy with regard to some facets of his game. Forwards now have got to be able to defend to a high level. You look at Jack Revolt, for example, who not only kicks goals, sets up goals, but more importantly, he's a great tackler inside 50. Ty Vickery's the same. Shane Edwards is the same. And that's probably the area of Liam's greatest deficiency at the moment. And funnily enough, it's probably the easiest one to fix. It really is a mindset and it is an attitude, so it's something where we're striving for him to improve, and he knows that until he gets that to an acceptable AFL standard, he won't play in our side. So he's probably a little way off. Whether he comes into consideration this week, we're not so sure. We'll review the VFL tape today, so we'll have a look at that. We obviously give him feedback how he's going. He also gets a game rating on his defensive aspects every week, so we'll look at that and see how he's gone. But look, he's improving. The one thing that has improved noticeably is his ability to win contests. Last year he was probably 50-50 win-loss contests. This year he's probably 60-40. Ideally we'd like that to get to 70-30. So he's got a little way to go. He's improving, but he's still got some upside in that area. So once again, thanks for your support. We look forward to seeing you there for this week's game versus GWS. Obviously we lost a great soldier in one Jake King, who I've got a lot of time for, and look, he's a great man and a great supporter of our footy club. So if we can get there and support and send him off, I don't know what's actually happening from a club point of view, but look, he's a player we love and respect, and we'll miss dearly. So let's get there and send him off in style. Hopefully on the back of a ute or something where he probably belongs. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye.